Hello, everyone. Are you wondering what to do with all those junk mail envelopes and all the Amazon packaging material you've been saving? Well, keep watching and I'll show you how to make a gratitude glue book folder that will look similar to this gem. I can't wait to show you how this is done. So let's get started. The first thing I'd like to do before we start crafting is show you this so you have some idea what we're going to be making and how it's constructed. So let's open it up and take a look inside. Now the inside is covered with the Amazon packaging. You can see it there. And there's some pockets. There's a little pocket here and a little notepad here. I'm going to show you how to do this. This is real easy. And another pocket here with some goodies inside of it. And then there's a pocket here. You can see that. There's a pocket there. There's a pocket at the top here, and there's a pocket here. And this is constructed out of 3 junk mail envelopes, a smaller one here and 2 larger ones here. And then the outside is covered just with some scrapbooking paper and then some embellishments. So what we're going to be making is going to look similar to this, but we're going to put our own spin on it to make it more like a glue book. I wanted to tell you that this is not an original idea. I was inspired to make this by Joey, and I don't know how to say her last name, but it's spelled Defi. So I will put her name on the screen, and be sure to look up her on YouTube because I just love her channel. I've learned a great deal from her, and I think you'll like her too. So I guess we're ready to start gathering our supplies and get crafting. I'm going to set this aside, but keep it close because we're going to be using this for our prototype. And the first thing you need to do is to find 3 junk mail envelopes. You need 2 business size ones, a little bigger, and you need 1 smaller one. And if you don't have any junk mail envelopes, you can just use new envelopes. You can find these at the dollar store like Dollar Tree or Dollar General. Even Walmart has them very inexpensively. So you can use new ones. I like using up my junk mail envelopes, so I'll have to show you my bin real quick. Look at this. And this is only a fraction of the junk mail envelopes I have. So I like repurposing. So I'm going to use the junk mail envelopes. The next thing we're going to need to do is to glue our envelopes together. And I'll show you how this is done. Let's just take a quick look at this. So this is the smaller envelope. And then these are the 2 larger envelopes. So let's get gluing those. Now we're going to take these 2 and see how they fit together, like this. And when I'm gluing, I want to make sure that this is going to fold over. Let me see. Okay, this one is just a tiny bit larger than this one, so it's going to go on the outside. And then after we glue those together, then we're going to be gluing this one. So it'll go like this. Now wait. I think I'm going to have to switch those because the larger one should be on the inside. Let's switch those around. Otherwise, it's not going to fold right. That's why I like to check that before I actually glue. So now let's see. Let's see here. So yes, so now this one will fold in there, and then this one will fold over. So that should work okay. So let's start gluing. For my choice of glue today, I would like to try a new glue. I got this from Amazon and I've been wanting to try it for quite a while. It's called Natural pH Adhesive, and I guess it's pronounced Linico. And I've seen several paper crafters using it and they like it a lot. So I thought I'd give it a try today. I did put it in a little smaller container that has a finer tip on it. So let's give this a try and see how it works. And you know what I always say, if it doesn't work, we'll just try something different. So let's start gluing. Let's see here. Okay, now we want to keep this area free because we're going to be using it for a pocket. Make sure you can see that. And so what I want to do, I want to glue this part so it'll stick to the inside of the envelope. Let's see how this comes out. Okay, so let's stick that in there. And before we press it down, I just want to make sure we're lined up okay here, so this will fold over. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Let's just press that down, go inside, okay? And then let's go ahead and glue this down here. Press that down. And let's make sure it's going to fold over right. Yes, that is. Let's go ahead and glue the smaller envelope. Open it up here, and I want it to be about right there, I think. So let's put glue on this flap. Open this up, and I think I'm not going to go directly in the middle. And I'm going to go out just a little bit to make sure there's going to be enough room to fold it. Okay, that glue gives just a tiny bit of wiggle room, so that's good. So let's see how that's going to fold over. So I wanted to leave a little bit of room down here, and I have some space up here. So I think that looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and press that down. Next, we're going to cover the inside with the Amazon packaging paper. And I went ahead, let me find it here. I went ahead and cut a piece off that I thought would fit pretty good off of this big roll of paper. And let me show you here before we do that. That is this part. That's the Amazon packaging paper. So let's get that glued on. And I kind of like that it's wrinkled. I think that'll give it some character. I like that. Let's get our glue on our envelopes. It's a little tricky, but not that hard. It's easy. Just got to follow a few steps. What we're going to do, first of all, let me draw a line through here. It's kind of hard to see this because it's, let me grab my pencil and my ruler, because it's white. I just want to draw a line where the fold is, or get close here where the fold is on the envelopes. Let me just do that with a pencil. Maybe you can see that a little better. And when we're gluing, we don't want to glue in this area here. Let me grab my pencil. In this area here, or this area, or in this area on the small envelope, because we want to be able to use these for pockets. And if we glue those down, then we won't have as much room in our pockets. So let's give this a try. I want to be fairly generous with the glue because the packaging paper will absorb a lot of the glue off of here. So I think I'm going to go for the big bottle and see how that works. If it comes out too fast, I'll go back to the smaller bottle. I don't want to get too close to the edge either, because I don't want the glue going over and sticking onto here. So let's just go around like this. So let's go here and turn it around and go here. Okay, now one thing I did learn when I was doing this is that I'm going to run a very thin bead of glue down this line. That's why I drew that there. And also, I'm going to go, if you can see it, I didn't draw a line over here. I'm going to run a bead of glue right down the edge here, but not in this space here. Because I found out that if you don't do that, if you put a card in there, it tends to go past this fold. So let's just run a small bead down. If I can get it out. Oh, I think it's clogged. Let me switch real quick. Let me go to the Bearly Art Glue. Let me just run a small bead of glue down that line right there. I hope you know what I mean. I don't want that to sound complicated because it really isn't. Okay, then let's go here. Just right down the edge. All right. So let's get our paper on. Let's line it up here. Okay. Let's see. Make sure I have enough. I'll turn it over here in a minute. Let me kind of get it down. Let me turn it over real quick and make sure we have plenty of room around the edge. Yes, we do. So let's just smooth that down. Just like this with our hands. I think I'll turn it over. See how we're doing over here. Okay, I think I might go along the edge a little bit. The glue dried out some before I got the packaging on there. Maybe go here a little bit. Let's try it over here. Just want to go along the edge. There we go. There, I think that's good. Now that this is all glued, we're going to be bringing these edges in and wrapping it just like we would be wrapping a present. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these corners to make it a little easier. I'm just going to curve it like that. Same way with this edge. I'm going to get fairly close to the corner here and go like that. We'll get rid of these pieces. And then we're going to bring this flap over. So let me find my glue. I think I'll continue with this glue. It's working pretty good. So let's go ahead and glue this. Let's fold this over like this. Get my paper towel, smooth that down. I just remembered there was one thing I wanted to do before we continue gluing. I wanted to turn it back over and re-emphasize our folds. So let's do that. That will make the wrapping on the other side a little bit easier. So let's do that. Let's fold that. Let me get my glue out of the way. And then, sorry, I got things falling over here. There we go. And then on this side, find where the fold is. And then press that down. That will just make things a little easier. So let's see. So, okay, so that looks pretty good. All right, now let's go back to the other side. And now I want to work on these flaps. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut at an angle and go right up to where the fold is. Like that on that side. And then see, that will just fold over like that. So let's go ahead and do that. Fold it over and press it down. There we go. So let's do that on the other side. I think I'm going to cut a little bit of this off right here. I'm going to do the corner first. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut it at an angle and bring it right up into the corner. There, where it folds. I think I'll cut this off a little bit. Doesn't need to be quite that much. So let's get rid of that. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to glue it. And press it down. Like that. Now we're going to turn it around and do the same thing on this end. We're going to take our scissors and cut at an angle like this. And then do that over here also. Do the same thing. Cut at an angle close to the corner like that. And then we're going to fold this in like this. Let me get it folded here. I think I'll cut a little bit off. We really don't need quite that much to fold over. Just to reduce, excuse me, I can't talk again. Just to reduce the bulk a little bit. Yeah, that'll work. Let's glue that down. Fold it over. Want to make sure you're folding it over right against the edge. Like that. Let me turn it over and take a look. Okay, that looks good. Now the next thing we need to do is bring these flaps over. So now we're going to take just a little wedge out of each side, like a little piece of pie, like that. And like that. I'm going to trim this off a little bit. You don't need quite that much to fold over. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. Going to take out a little wedge or a piece of pie, like that. And then those will fold over. I'm just going to press it first. And then we're going to glue those down. And turn it around. And let's glue this end down. Okay. Now we need to bring this over like this. Let me turn this around. This needs to fold over right here. And then if you can see this, this is kind of tiny, but we need to fold that little piece over. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut a wedge. Let me pick this up. Just like this. See how that made a little triangle right there? And what we're going to do, we're going to glue that little piece down. I know it's hard to see. This might help me get it. So we're going to glue that down right there. Let me pick it up and get it straight. Okay. Now we're going to turn it around and do the same thing over here. We're going to cut a piece out at an angle right here on the corner. Get this over here where you can see it. Go at an angle just like that. And then we're going to glue this little piece down over the edge. Put it around here so you can see. Just like that. Okay. Then I'm going to trim a little bit of this off. Crease it before we glue it down. And then turn it around and do the other side. Let's turn it over and take a look. Let's get some things out of the way. Okay, let's see. All right, that looks great. Isn't that a fantastic way to use up Amazon packaging? Let's turn it around and see how it's going to fold. So this side will go first, and this side will go next. Okay, I think that's going to be all right. So that's our inside. We have it all covered like this. This is covered with the Amazon packaging. So now it's time to cover the outside. I was thinking for the outside, I would like this to have more of a glue book feel to it. So I gathered up the pictures that I had cut out for fall, and I was looking through here. I have quite a few left over from when I did the fall page in the other glue book that is the composition notebook. And I did find this one. Let me pull this out. And I just love this picture. I think it is so beautiful. So I wonder about putting it on the outside instead of, let me grab this, instead of using scrapbook paper for the outside. Let's try this. Let me grab my glue. You know, I goofed. Let me grab my paper towel. And how I goofed, I'll show you. This is going to be much bigger than this. So I'm going to wipe off, let's see, either the top or the bottom. Oh my, let me see here. That's all right. There's no such thing as a mistake that we can't fix. I'm thinking maybe I will wipe it off at the top. So let's just do that. I think that'll dry pretty fast. And then let me just measure it up here and see how far I should put the glue up. Let me grab my pencil. So maybe about right there. That'll give us something to go by. So that's all right. Things like that happen and we just go with it. All right. Now let's get it on here. I want to get it close to the edge of the folder, both at the top, well, not at the top, at the bottom and the side. Okay, let's see how that's going to be. Let me see here. Okay, I just went over a little bit. Let's wipe that off. That seems to be stuck down pretty good. Okay, let's trim this off. Let me find, I think I'm going to use my sticky scissors just in case it's still wet from the glue. Let's just trim that off close to the edge. Oh, wow, now that came out okay. So let's fold it to make sure it's going to fold all right. Seems to be, uh-oh, look at that. The glue didn't stick very good. It must have got dried out. Okay, well, I think I'll go ahead and fold that. See, this is why we do some experimenting. And see, when I fold it, then it leaves a little space here. So that's all right. We'll use some washi tape along that edge if we need to. So let's try that again. Let's go ahead and maybe I'll use this that comes out a little more than this one that has the narrow or the thin nozzle to it. So let's do this. Make it a little thicker so it doesn't dry out as fast. That way I can put more on it. I think I'll take my finger and spread it out a little bit. I should have my wax paper down. I will have to find it. Let's see here how that's gonna go over. Okay. I have glue everywhere. That's all right. We'll see. That'll be a good test to see if that glue dries well or stays sticky. So see, there's a reason for everything. Okay, I'm going to let that dry a little bit. This isn't completely dry, but I think it's dried enough that we can continue covering the outside. Now you see, this is some more that we need to cover. It's a little short of covering to the edge. So I thought I would use this, and I want to show you what I did here. I just took a piece of the Amazon packaging material, and I have this mica spray, and this is from scrapbook.com. It's called NUVO Mica Mist, and it is antique gold, and I just love this. One of the reasons why I love this is that when you spray it on, it doesn't rub off after it's dried. Sometimes these sprays that have a little bit of sparkle to them or glitter, it'll rub off on your fingers, but this doesn't. So what I did, I just lightly took this, you have to shake it up, and just lightly sprayed this packaging material. So it just has a shimmer to it. I hope you can see that okay. I want to set this aside for now and come back to it in a little bit because I would like to cover this little part right here first before we do this. And I was looking through my scrapbooking papers and I found this, and it reminded me of tree bark. So I was thinking that I would put it in this little space right here. And let's see, I think I'm going to put it right along this edge, but I'd like to tear this other edge and have it not so straight. So let's just start tearing. I'm going to leave maybe more than what I need. And let's just see how that comes out. So let's just tear. And let's see here. Okay. I think I'll go ahead and glue part way down, not glue all the way over, because I might want to tear off a little bit more. So let me grab my wax paper. And actually, I think I'm going to glue, instead of gluing this, I'm going to glue on here and then put this on. So I'll go ahead with the Laneco glue. I also wanted to mention that I put about, I'm going to say between a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of water in this little and excuse me, can't talk, in this little bottle to make the glue thinner, and it's working much better. It's coming out better and it's flowing, I want to say, better out of the bottle. I was kind of fighting with it before, and I decided that I either needed to switch up the glue or try something different. So when I added the water, it works much better. Let's see, I don't think I want to put glue all the way down there first. Let's just do a little bit here and then see how far this is going to go over. I'm just going to put it right along the edge like this. Let me see here. Yeah, I think that'll work. Let me go over a little bit so it'll fold better. And I do like this glue. It does give some wiggle room, so I like that. And maybe I don't want it to cover up so much of this, so let's just tear. Whoops. Let me see here. Maybe not that far. Let me stick that back down. That's okay. We can fix anything. So let me just kind of tear this down the edge. Like this. Yeah, I think I like that a little better. I want to go ahead and trim this off. Let me grab my scissors. Let's see here. Let's just trim this close to the edge, like that. Same way with this end. Okay, let me get that out of the way. So, okay. Now, I'm not sure if I'm liking this white edge along here, so I think we'll do some experimenting. Let me grab my wax paper. Let's see if I can get this under the edge. Okay, yeah. And I was thinking I would try some colored pencils along that edge. Let's maybe the brown. Let's try that and see if we can just maybe go along the edge like this. What do we think about that? Maybe we'll do, maybe try to get it a little darker in places. So this is just an experiment to see how it's going to work. That's what you can do. If you don't like something, just experiment and use your imagination. And if it doesn't work out, you can always try something different. Yeah, I think that looks better. I do want to glue down this little piece that's sticking up right there. Let's just glue that down. Okay, let's see. Okay. I think that's okay. That worked out. Next, I want to cover this part. So let me grab this Amazon package material that I sprayed the gold mist on. I used this to just give it a light spray. And I think I would like to put that on this part. So let me just tear off a piece of this. Let's just do this. Sorry for the loud tearing noise. This paper is kind of crunchy. Okay, let me set that aside. So let's see here. I do like the rough edge along there. Let me turn it this way. And we might just go over a little bit. Okay, I think that'll work. Let's give it a try. I'm going to glue this part. Let me get my wax paper. put under there. And I think I'm going to use the art glitter glue because I want this to cover pretty good. Let's see if this is going to come out. Okay. All right. Let me grab my paper towel just in case. And let's see, how did we want to put this on here? I think we'll go something like that. Let me just quickly turn it over, see how we're doing. Okay, that's all right, because we're going to trim that off around the edges. Let's get that glued down. Okay, now let's see over here. So what we're going to do, we're going to use the same wrapping packages principle that we used for this. So let me grab my scissors. And what we're going to do, we're going to cut in this corner like this. Okay. And I think I'm going to tear a little bit of this off. Not sure if we need all that on the edge there. So let's tear that off. I don't think we need quite this much along this edge either. So I'm just going to tear some of this off. And I want to save this because I can use this somewhere else. So let me put that in my scrap bin. And I think we'll also tear along this edge. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to cut a little wedge here. You can see that okay. And I think I need to glue this little piece down. Let me do that first. Let me just kind of glue that down along there. So that'll stay down. There we go. There, that's better. Okay. And now I'm just going to trim this off here a little closer. And these little pieces, I'm just going to glue. Get this over here so you can see it. I'm going to glue this down here. And I think I'll just trim this off close to the edge. There we go. Maybe a little bit more. There. Get that out of the way. Those little pieces out of the way. And then here we're going to just do kind of a curve. So we can fold that over. And same way here. Going to just kind of curve the edge like that. And then glue all these pieces down. I like to fold them first. Like that. Let me get this, scoot this over. There we go. Get that out of the way. And then we'll glue these down. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. I like that it has a little bit of a shimmer along that edge and along the other edges. Okay, let's turn it over and see how it looks. Now I need to glue this down. So let me use this one to get in there. Whoops, that one isn't coming out. So let me switch this up. Let's try this. Don't be afraid to try something different if something isn't working. Okay. Let me press this down. I'll just use my wax paper. Not my wax paper, my paper towel. Oh my words just aren't coming out right today. Okay, I'm going to let that dry just for a few minutes before I try to fold it. Now, let's see how it's going to fold. I let it dry for just a few minutes. Press it along here. Okay, I see there's a little gap right there. Can you see that? Thinking, why don't we just use our colored pencils on that again and see how that will work. See if we can just cover up that little spot there so it doesn't show white. Let me go a little darker. Let's see here. I can always use some washi tape on that too if that doesn't work. You know, I think I'm going to get my washi tape out. These are the 2 new washi tapes that I got from the washi tape shop. So I thought I'd try one of these. Let's see here. Which one do you think we like best? Let's see. There's this one. And then there's this one. What do you think? I'm thinking I like this one better. So let's give this one a try. Let's do it. I have to grab my pokey tool. There is a backing on this washi tape. Now, I also believe that I don't want this straight of an edge. It is sticky. That's why I like it a lot, because it does stick really well. So let's try that piece. If I can get it unstuck from my fingers, let me put it over there. So if we do this along here, let's see how that's going to work. So let's go with that. Let me grab my sticky scissors and we'll do some trimming. Okay, and that helps reinforce the fold too. So yes, I like that. I believe that's all I'm going to do for today. I decided that it would be better to split this project up into 2 videos, so this one isn't quite so long. In the next video, I'll be decorating the inside and finishing up on the outside, and then also showing you how to do a closure. So be sure to watch for the next video. I'll be seeing you real soon.